usually as I talk a lot, so if it gets too loud, just tell me to quiet down. I just wanted to thank everyone, the Solidarity Committee, for inviting me, and in particular, I wanted to thank Pantal Bahrami for the personal invitation. I actually didn't officially meet Pantal Bahrami, but I saw her for the first time last year. I don't know if she's aware, but she had a talk at Yale University, and she presented her film, And in Love I Live. And I was one of the audience members because at the time I was with the Iran Human Rights Documentation Center. So thank you very much for the invitation. I really appreciate it. I guess my focus today was going to be on the situation of human rights in Iran after the June 12th elections. But in particular, I wanted to kind of create a connection between what is happening now in Iran and what happened in Iran, particularly in the 1980s. And I wanted to focus mostly on the situation of political prisoners, since this talk and this whole forum is basically a tribute to political prisoners for the past 31 years in the Islamic Republic of Iran, and beyond the Islamic Republic of Iran. And I wanted to focus on kind of the worrying parallels between what is happening today in 2009, 2010, and what happened in the 1980s. In particular, I think I'd like to kind of establish a dialogue with individuals like Pantal Bahrami and many other political prisoners who have experiences from the 1980s. And their experiences are actually very valuable. I kind of feel that many people now think that what is happening in Iran, particularly with respect to the Green Movement, is new. That the idea of political prisoners is getting a lot of attention now because of social media, because times have changed. But in fact, this is a continuing saga that has happened in Iran for many years, and the experiences of political prisoners, particularly leftist political prisoners, but political prisoners of all persuasions in the 1980s is very telling. There's a lot of material out there. Unfortunately, a lot of the material is in Farsi, and so it's not as accessible to English language speakers. But there are many people who have come out with memoirs, prison memoirs in particular. There are now documentaries that are being made. There are lots of websites. For instance, B.on is a relatively famous and well-known website where a group of political prisoners from the 1980s get together and discuss their experiences and provide testimony for what happened. And there are organizations like my previous organization, the Iran Human Rights Documentation Center, which put out a report on the massacre, the 1988 massacre of political prisoners, which has started to get